Hello, welcome to History 1302-83402 at Richland College. I know, you think I look like Indiana Jones. Well, I'm not. I'm Kevin Porcher, professor, and I'm not in a classroom, but I do upload at least 2 videos a week in support of your journey towards earning an A in this class. My videos are always family friendly and helpful. Consider hitting the YouTube like and subscribe buttons. Let's get to it. What do you need to be doing in week 2 of our class? First of all, you need to keep up with your reading. That would be Unit 5, Lesson 17 in the online text titled The American West. More on that in a subsequent video. Second, you have an assignment due this week, Source Analysis 1. It is due Friday, February 1st at 11:59 p.m. You have 5 of these assignments. This is the first one. All of these assignments ask you to write a basic college level essay. The assignments are short, 1 page, and you may think that is too short. Well, it probably is. This forces you to write concisely, not an easy thing to do. Many of us write too much and use far too many words in our college essays. Writing concisely and clearly is the key to good writing. Concision and clarity are the keys to good writing, another way to say it. Source Analysis 1. Let's talk about what's online and available to you. First of all, I'm going to assume you've looked at much of the information available to you within the blue button called Source Analyses. The first content folder is General Information. The second folder is Online Resources. All the material in both of those folders is critical to you doing a good job in this essay. So, if you've not looked them over, please do so. The third content folder is in regard to Source Analysis 1. Therein you will find the essay prompt. Remember, the grading rubric is in the General Information folder because the rubric is a general one applicable to all 5 of these essay assignments. These assignments ask you to engage in critical thinking, a real fancy word for something that simply means objectively analyzing facts to form a judgment. Sounds like no big deal, but I'll tell you, I think these days in our world, a lot of people don't engage in it very much. We're going to do so. Our first source analysis is an introduction to an online U.S. history textbook. And I ask you 2 questions that I want you to answer after reading it. What are the authors saying about history and the study of history? And how do they suggest their online textbook contributes to studying history in the 21st century? I want to focus on one aspect of the assignment that I have found in the past is often given students trouble, and that's drawing on an outside, external, scholarly source. Let me say this. Locating scholarly sources and integrating them into an essay using a particular system of citations like Modern Language Association style, or MLA, which is what we're using, is a basic function of college writing. So if this is very unfamiliar to you, now's the time to get it down. There's a good example in the introduction I'm having you read. You'll see that they drew on an outside source, an article by a historian named Stearns. They worked it into their text. They cited it down below. The same thing I'm asking you to do. I do want you to keep in mind that style they use in the introduction is Chicago style citations. That's used by historians. We're using MLA, so we're a bit different, but what I want you to look at is the way they introduced an outside source into their introduction that they wrote. In locating outside sources, think about it this way. Think about connections. Much of critical thinking involves looking for patterns in things and connections between them. So, in regard to this introduction, they use these phrases, transnational forces and transnational perspectives. Something that's important to them, I wonder if there's a connection between studying history and transnational forces. Okay, so what is transnational? That means something that crosses national boundaries. So a historical transnational force would be a force that affects the history of more than one country. So let's find a connection between that issue and the introduction. So I'm going to use the databases available to you through your online sources. I'm going to go to the JSTOR database, JSTOR, and I'm going to type into the search engine transnational history, and I find 2 or 3 great articles that would be great to draw on that you could work into your essay. So that's really how you do it. If you have questions about that, you make sure to ask me. In fact, any questions you have, I want you to ask me. So the online portal for uploading your essay becomes available to you at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. It is due by Friday at 11:59. Late assignments are not accepted. So again, ask me questions, get to it, do your best. Deuces, I am out of here.